Greetings, gentle viewers!
And howdy!
Well, here we are.
Continuing the investigation.
Seems pretty bad. We're not really sure what happened, but that's really interesting. Heck, we don't even know who died. That's so weird, isn't it?
I kind of feel like it's safe to assume they both died, but we'll find out at the trial because Monokuma has a history of rounding up the stragglers for the trial. So if he doesn't grab anyone, then we should assume they're both dead.
I mean, it seems fair to assume they're both dead, but wouldn't it be a shock if one of them wasn't?
Yeah, especially if it's Kaito.
Well, also, it's not impossible that due to the particular nature of the crime, that Monokuma has decided not to do that because it would give it away.
That's true. He also has a history of ignoring the rules whenever whenever he feels like it.
Well, when did he do that? More like he makes up new ones, right?
Well, he'll make up new ones. Well, he allowed Nagito to blow up the place in 2 without counting that as, school destruction, for instance.
That's true. Well, 2 was definitely a case of not following the rules. Speaking of really not following any rules, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm We Squared.
And I'm the Opinionator. This Monokuma file says nothing.
It's just as useless as Monokuma.
Maybe it's really important. Hear me out here, though I'm not really serious. What if it was like Mukuro Ikusaba? What if the person who died was someone who wasn't supposed to be here in the first place?
Like an extra?
Or Nantaro.
Okay.
I mean, I don't actually think that's the case.
Well, now hold on. In Mukuro's case, they didn't have a trial when she originally died. So, therefore, it was still valid to have a trial for her the next time they found her. I mean, that entire case was bullcrap anyway.
Oh, fair enough. But you understand what I'm getting at.
Yes,
What if it was an extra and somehow they're both alive?
That would be weird.
Wouldn't it? Though, again, not expecting it.
Yeah.
What I am expecting is that Billy pretty much convinced me. Still, we have no idea what happened, but I'm beginning to come up to something. No, you take it away.
When I'm at work during the more mindless stretches, I tend to turn my thoughts towards something more useful, such as considering video games. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Kaito did it, but the thing that bothered me was why would he hide it?
It would just be interesting if it was Kaito that killed Kokichi for the reasons that we've discussed. But why would he hide it?
I think I've got the answer. Kokichi made a huge deal about ruining the mystery and being like, well, Shuichi, you're the ultimate detective. You're useless now. And we even got a bit of Shuichi himself sort of grumbling over that.
Although everyone is like Kaito is the hero, and the game almost treats Kaito like the main character, Kaito himself doesn't... Well, maybe he does treat himself like the main character, come to think of it, but he does think of Shuichi.
Yeah. So...
In fact, he always thinks of Shuichi.
Always. So, what if, in order to rebuild his bro's confidence, he orchestrated this whole thing?
The confidence shattered
by Kokichi. He's like, I'll make a crazy mystery for him to solve, and I know he'll solve it and get it right.
I find that pretty compelling. See, Shuichi, you're not useless.
Yeah.
You're not out of this yet. If I'm already going to die, then I may as well make it mean something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I believe in my friends, and I believe that you'll be able to solve it. Because throughout the entire game, Kaito has always had Shuichi's back. So that would be pretty interesting. When Billy told that to me, I thought, oh, yeah, that sounds right. For instance, Maki's like, we don't need to investigate. We just need to vote for Kokichi in the trial.
Yeah.
And if you think about it in light of Kaito working with Maki to create this for Shuichi.
It's the sort of thing Maki would do as well.
Well, Maki would definitely help Kaito out in this.
Yeah.
So it's like she's saying we don't bother investigating. We need to we need to just vote for Kokichi. If she's in on it, that means that it wasn't Kokichi.
Right.
It would make sense of an adversarial attitude that she shouldn't have. She wouldn't just irresponsibly murder someone.
Yeah.
Because it'd kill everybody else. Only Kaito would do something so crazy. In fact, if you look at it like that, it's possible that the crossbow is absolutely a red herring.
That's true. That's true.
And then the weird poison?
Or whatever it may actually be. Anti-poison, non-poison, poison antidote.
Yeah, a constructed mystery. We can't make sense of the clues because the clues don't make sense.
Yeah.
That's not to say that we're super geniuses or something, but we normally get the gist of it by looking at the scene.
Yeah.
The only thing that we're more or less sure of is that whoever stabbed whoever with the crossbow bolts had all three of them in their hand and stabbed.
Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so Shuichi said that we needed to check out his lab, Maki's lab, and where the exosols were.
Right. Exosol yellow. Is it moving? Remote control Kokichi. Remote controlled Kokichi!
Oh no!
Isn't that Monokuma? Wow, I was really expecting a bit more.
Right? I mean, he did say that we had to investigate this area, right?
Maybe he didn't. Who
I'm
knows?
not misremembering, am I? I'm not that senile. Who are you?
Huh.
Yeah.
Why is it so stubby? Like all the weight of the entire thing is just put on that, like, one hydraulic piston.
Oh my god, you're right.
And it's kind of like a front way reverse joint leg. Like, it's a reverse jointed leg facing the right way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can see how they could kneel down. You know, like, this looks like it kind of folds into their landing gear, but you never see them do that. And then that's really weird that it's just a bunch of cables that go into a tail.
Whew.
And
Well, I
guess,
assume that's how they recharge or something.
yeah. Man, Future Foundation, why'd you build such weird robots? Why didn't you build something all justice-y?
Well, we're talking about the Future Foundation, Damon.
I guess.
See?
Okay, so what did we miss?
We missed a sign on the wall. You know, Kaito did it. Oh! The missing electro hammer.
There's an electro hammer here, but why? And it's out of power. It must have been used.
That's how Maki got into Exosol Green in order to enter the hangar.
Right. But used for what?
And there's no way she would have accidentally forgot it. She's far too careful a person for that.
Oh, if you're saying about the excuse she made as to why she didn't have it.
Yeah.
The thing is she has to bring it. If she hits the exosol to open it to gain access to the cockpit, she can't take it with her because I'm already amazed she can fit in the cockpit as it is, so she certainly can't carry a hammer with her.
Well, she could have took it with her when she left.
I'm just trying to avoid not being too wed to the Kaito did it on purpose for Shuichi's confidence theory, which I do find compelling.
Okay, fair enough.
Because you're right, if it's left as an intentional clue, then it's a good one. I don't know, isn't it like we'll make sure that Shuichi gets his confidence back and gets to feel like a cool detective by making up a mystery that wouldn't have happened in the first place? That's kind of like the Kokichi, see, I made Gota kill someone, that means the friends can kill. Like, it's a little forceful.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Well, anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. Huh. But be careful. The electro hammer runs out of battery pretty quickly. So if you use it against an exosol, it'll run out of juice with just one shot. Got it?
If I remember correctly,
if the electro hammer's power is expended, it requires 24 hours to recharge. We know that for certain. I remember the sight I saw yesterday. Exosols protecting Monokuma for some reason. Kokichi said he was the mastermind. The Exosols should have been around him. If that's protecting him.
Right?
So why were they still protecting Monokuma? And all 4 of them, too. I suppose I was so caught up thinking about Kokichi, I ignored Monokuma.
How cruel! Pay attention! Listen up! Take heed, I say!
Anyway, let's look at that truth bullet.
Don't ignore me!
The cyber courtyard.
Ah,
And another thing.
It's just, I noticed that you came this way last night, Shuichi.
huh?
Yeah, I guess I did.
I mean, I was standing right there. Come on, I was looking at you. You were acting all sneaky, weren't you?
Fidget, fidget.
Like a teenage boy trying to creep into the adult movie section of the video store. What? Was all the fat material Miyu gave you not enough?
The video store. There's only one Blockbuster video left in the whole world. And they do good business, too. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
It's in Alaska. It's not, I mean, the corporation is gone. It's just privately owned.
That's really funny.
No way!
But you didn't need to sneak around, because the Exosols wouldn't have attacked you.
Hey,
What are you saying? We didn't have to sneak around.
What?
Because everyone's coming to rent adult
What?
movies. So in a way, everyone going there is the same.
wait!
No, I don't even want to talk to you at all. What, you mean the Exosols weren't going to attack us? But we weren't violating any rules, so why would they be attacking us?
Don't look at me. You're the one thinking that.
Yeah?
Oh, at the time, the Exosols were on autopilot and directed to only observe me.
Hey,
And their movements are more limited now that the Monocubs aren't around to pilot them.
See? I told you they needed to be piloted!
Huh?
Autopilot? You mean the remote control that Kokichi has? You mean they're not autonomous killer robots? I mean, you are. If Kibo were a killer robot, he'd be.
well,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So the Exosols were being controlled by Kokichi's remote control. I don't believe it! But they were focusing on Monokuma?
Hey,
Why are you telling me all this?
Because if I didn't, you wouldn't figure it out, kid.
This puts the person controlling you at a disadvantage.
hey,
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
yeah.
Even if it puts someone at a disadvantage, the class trial must always be fair.
You gave a Monokuma file that gives no information.
The person who shared that info with me didn't seem interested in sharing it with you guys.
Hey,
So you share it instead. That way, it'll be fair to all the participants.
Well, that's pretty interesting. The person who shared that info with him? So he didn't know that. Well, that makes sense to us because Monokuma is clearly not controlled by Kokichi.
Right. Or he wouldn't need the Exosols to guard him.
And that's really what he's trying to get at here. So I guess that explains why we didn't find it too important because we're ahead. Okay, got it. So someone else besides me knows this. Why wouldn't they share this information?
okay.
That's all I can tell you. Good luck.
Yeah.
By the way, renting movies is so old school, it's more thrilling to illegally download them.
It's not really thrilling, but, I mean, yeah. the thing about piracy is you have to compete with it if you want to stop it, and it's been effectively competed with by this point. But
Yeah.
I am old school, so of course I pirate things.
Psycho Pop!
It's like trying not to get caught by a big game hunter while holding your breath during sex.
It's not like that at all, I think. I admit I don't know.
About which part?
Well, this information about the exosols could be a clue to solving this case. I should remember this. That makes perfect sense if, like, your idea of it being constructed is true.
Yeah.
Well, you understand what I mean, right?
Yes, 100%.
It's possible that Maki or Kaito even made requests to Monokuma about this. If there's information from Maki that she's not sharing, this would be a reason to hide it.
Yeah.
How fascinating. Now, again, we don't know if that's true or not. And we need to be careful not to just act as if that theory is true.
Right.
Because it might not be.
Correct.
But having said that, we've always been like, but why would you hide it? The fact that somebody is trying to hide it means they are trying to murder everyone. And if they're trying to murder everyone, that's bad. That's much worse than having killed the person in the first place. Because they're trying to add to it.
Right.
However, I guess under this specific circumstance, if everyone is in on it, heck, Himiko might be in on it.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
If more than half the people present in this academy are in on the thing,
Then they can always stop it if it doesn't go the right way and be like, no, here's what happened.
yeah, like, we believe it, but we're not gonna let everybody die.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to do Shuichi's lab first.
Okay. You're the one with the controller. Don't look at me.
Anyway, that bottle of poison or whatever it was in the hangar. I need to confirm that it came from here. By smashing everything. Alright, I feel a little bit better now. So, let's look at this first. Before we, look at this. The new thing placed there.
Yeah.
Placed there. It's like everything has been, hey, like, do you see this, Shuichi? And the thing is they expect Shuichi, if that's true, they expect him to figure out that they expected him to figure it out.
Yes. That's part of why Maki isn't helping him either. He has to do all of this on his own.
Because he's never had no assistant.
Right.
Anyway, there are several bottles of poison lined up here. Haven't seen any poison outside of this lab, so the small bottle of poison I found must have come from here. Aha! I wasn't sure if there'd be something here or not. There is a little less liquid inside this bottle than the others. Strike 9. The label says Strike 9 poison. That sounds like a damage rating in a tabletop RPG. This poison takes some time to spread, but even a small amount of it can be lethal. I can't imagine that there's a smaller amount in this bottle for no reason. This must be a clue. That is not the same bottle. That's like a really cheap plastic bottle. I noticed that it doesn't have a brand name on it. That's good.
Poisocaine.
Oh. Well, it's still not the same bottle, but it's not like the other bottles either.
Yeah.
This one is blue. And other than that, they're both like that orangey brown color. This one seems to be a bit darker. There are a bunch of blue bottles on top of the desk.
Plus, these labels have a blue bar at the top, just like the one in the bathroom.
However, the cap...
It's blue. Yep.
No, that cap right there is blue. Bright blue, right? Same color as the label, right? Well,
yep.
The stripe on the label. Look at that. That one's darker.
Oh, that's true.
They also say antidote.
I see.
Anyway.
Arsenic, Harmlock, and Knight's Hate.
Did someone take these bottles out These bottles say antidote. Antidotes, huh? I didn't know these were here, but I guess I never really looked. According to the labels, each bottle is only 1 dose.
Good lord!
And each one only works on a specific poison.
Well,
However, if you recognize the pattern,
That means that the bottle in the bathroom is an antidote, isn't it? Because it's got a similar label.
yeah.
So that would be Strike 9 poison antidote.
Exactly what I was getting at right there. Exactly it. Well, there are plenty of different. There are.
There are.
And then earlier I was like, I'm so entertaining and well spoken and articulate. There are plenty of different kinds of poison, so that must be true for antidotes too. Strike 9 poison and antidotes. That is disconcerting. None of these are antidotes for the Strike 9 poison. They're all for different poisons. What could that mean?
It could be pay attention.
Well, if we wouldn't have looked here, we wouldn't have looked here first, we wouldn't have instantly figured that out.
That's true. That's true.
But what's up with that then? Okay, some poison has been removed from the bottle, and
Probably applied to those arrows ahead of time before they were brought to Kaito.
then there's a 1 dose of antidote there.
Well, if Kaito did stab Kokichi with the handful of arrows, we did see an injury on his own arm that looked like it might have come from an arrow. So it's possible that he took it in case he also got injured in the scuffle. Potentially. I'm just...
No, that would seem to be the only really obvious thing. Is there any other reason? Also, like, poison? Was that really Kaito's idea, or was that Maki's idea?
Damon, do you really think Kaito would have come up with such an overly complicated plan by himself?
No. I think he could have come up with the idea by himself, but he needs somebody practiced in doing it.
Uh-huh.
I feel as though there are less weapons here than I remember,
Yeah, some of the melee weapons are gone.
but that's because Kaito piled them all up in the gym.
Oh, yeah. All right, everyone's here. I hope you're all ready for some Dark Souls style combat.
Are those weapons? Is that a great axe? So you went to my lab yesterday to find weapons to use against Monokuma, but why did you get the big ones? It's because Kaito had them. Well, that's a weird sentence, but okay. Get out of the way. Get. See, there's nothing to look at. Oh. We missed that you could look at that.
Yeah.
That's why we never actually saw that they were airsoft. And so we didn't get them commenting on it at the time. Even still, if they're all airsoft, well, they're still effective.
On people, at least.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're not going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Probably. Why didn't he take the mallets? I guess he just ran out of arm space. Airsoft shotguns?
Yep.
I don't know, that sounds pretty painful.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure any kind of airsoft gun would be frickin' painful.
Now, as I suspected, there are 2 black bags here, identical to the one in the hangar. They're cases for the crossbows. The crossbows are inside, but disassembled.
no.
It looks as if they don't even fit in the case unless they're disassembled. But there are 2. When I was here with Kaito before, there were 3 of them. And I'm sure that Kaito didn't have a crossbow with him.
That's true.
In that case, the crossbow in the hangar must have come from here, and Kibo saw Himiko carrying a black case.
Yep.
Which means someone must have brought it to the hangar from here. But it's fairly difficult to put together the crossbow Well, maybe Kaito's the kind of guy who's slightly more competent when it counts.
Yeah.
I don't believe you'd be able to do it unless you've been taught how to do it by Maki, such as Kaito.
No.
I'll think more about that later. For now, I need to investigate.
All right, I'm done investigating.
Yeah, is there anything else to even look at? And as expected, no more back to the investigation. We've investigated it. I didn't find any evidence to suggest Kaito isn't dead. On the contrary, there's plenty of evidence to suggest Kokichi isn't dead. Eh?
Is there?
Is there any evidence that suggests that?
I mean, the Exosol's not running around would kind of hint at the opposite? Oh. Well, if he's correct about this.
Monokuma is still moving around, and the killing game hasn't ended. If you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. And Kaito's clothes were in the hydraulic press.
And as we all know, people can't take off their clothes. I'm sorry, did I ruin the dramatic moment?
Which means the victim most certainly is not Kaito. If Shuichi is jumping to these kinds of conclusions.
No.
No, it's too soon to be thinking like that. If I investigate a little more, I'll find something.
It's now time for the trial.
Yeah, is there anything else that we can find?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Well, there's still time. Back to the hangar.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Huh. You know, we haven't run into Maki.
Well, if she's not around, that's likely, so... I don't know, it just, you saying that, everything seems to point to it, that it's not a genuine case.
Yeah.
The only question is Kaito alive somewhere or not?
Shuichi!
Can you come with me?
What happened?
Is something wrong?
I found something strange in the bathroom. Please hurry.
Huh.
It's a floater.
No! Kibo, has nobody told you how this works? Surely Miyu did.
That was the joke I was going for. Thank you for catching it.
He shouted quickly and ran into the bathroom. What are you talking about, Kibo? What unusual, weird thing could be there?
That we haven't already found.
Oh well, what's up, Tsumugi?
Hey, it's almost time for the class trial to start, right? Was no one able to find Kokichi?
I wonder. I haven't heard from anyone.
I see.
I wonder where he went off to.
Did he disappear? He can't still be in the hangar.
Let's check the Exosol Red. Let's check Exosol Red.
Or, I guess he could be under there. Why don't we could always use the electro hammer to check the exosol and the press, right? Maybe not the press.
Yeah.
If
Could it be?
If it's not receiving any power, then I guess not.
Shuichi, do you think the one who died was Kokichi?
Huh?
Seems like
I mean, your face says you want to think that,
it's plain to see.
but I think that's just plain impossible.
If you're talking like that, that means it's the only option.
Kokichi's been manipulating us all from the start. I can't believe someone like that could be killed by Kaito.
Well,
Of course, I don't mean to compliment Kokichi or make fun of Kaito or anything.
Okay.
I know, you're probably right. Tsumugi has a good point. I still don't have enough clues to conclude that Kokichi died. But I'm certain that one of them must have.
I genuinely wouldn't be shocked if they're both under there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be at all. That's the first thing we thought. I guess the hero had to defeat the villain. The fact of the matter is, Kokichi did need to die.
Yeah.
Whether he's the mastermind or not, and whether he engineered all this or not, like the killing game, at a bare minimum, 2 people died because of him.
Yes. Yes.
Possibly many, 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 many more. And unfortunately, there's no redeeming the little bastard.
Oh no.
We gave him a chance.
And he just spat it back in our face.
Sorry, Gonta. That being the case, it's just this isn't somebody who can be redeemed or forgiven or who can apologize. If he'd apologize, maybe we'd have to look at it a different way, but
You have to want forgiveness for us to give it to you.
so as long as you're not asking forgiveness, then he needed to die
Yeah.
because he's too dangerous to live. Not everybody that does a bad thing is in the too dangerous to live category.
Right.
Okay? But, like, mass murderers are in the too dangerous to live category. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
Kiba was looking for you, you know? Stop talking to me and get to the bathroom. I'm not gonna ask what you're gonna do with a robot in the bathroom.
what do you think a man does with a robot in a bathroom, Himiko?
Yeah?
What is on her mind? Maki, why is it so easy for you to believe Kaito is dead? Either knowing that he is, or, well, especially in a situation like this, I just don't believe that everyone would only ever be in denial.
Yeah.
There are kinds of people who would not be. Huh.
Hey,
So he dug around in the toilet and found Kokichi's clothes? Kiba, why were you digging in the toilet? Why were you digging in the toilet?
You do remember why Miyu gave me these photographic abilities, right?
No!
yes.
Take a look at this.
Huh?
These are Kokichi's clothes? It's soaked and wrinkled, but there's no doubt these are Kokichi's. Quick, someone go count the number of uniforms in his closet?
But
Where did you find this? I didn't see it when I was investigating the bathroom.
Shuichi, are you okay? It's right there, hanging out of the toilet.
And why are they soaked? Okay, Shuichi, he needs someone to encourage him to solve this. Because he is just not thinking clearly at all.
well,
The toilet seemed clogged, so I reached my hand down the drain.
Okay, but why were you trying to flush the toilet?
I'd rather not say.
Well, good job in any case.
And pulled out the clothes. It looks like they couldn't be flushed all the way.
Couldn't be flushed all the way.
Couldn't be flushed all the way?
Couldn't be flushed all the way?
Something's bothering me.
Yeah, you know what's bothering me? Why Shuichi hasn't figured out that they tried to flush the clothes down the toilet. Why were these clothes in the toilet in the first place?
I don't know. That's why I'm telling you, the detective. Detective!
I don't know how to detect clothes in the toilet. I don't have any idea why Kokichi's clothes are in the toilet. No matter what happened, was he like, okay, Kaito, you and I are arch enemies, stripped down naked?
Huh?
Or was it like, now that I've killed and poisoned Kokichi, I'm going to strip him down naked?
Red.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm trying to account for why there are clothes here with no Kokichi.
Well, that's because Kokichi is under the press where Kaito's coat is.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying they didn't flush Kaito or Kokichi down the toilet,
We don't know that.
and the clothes... Well, I did suggest that maybe they did in the very first time we came into this room. That can't be the case. They can't do that.
No, they were just trying to get rid of the evidence.
Why didn't they just have them under the press then?
I don't know, which means this was here for Shuichi to find.
Well, he failed.
Well, he's got friends. He's got people
Yeah.
who know what they're doing. Yes, and it was very brave of me.
It was brave of you to stick your hand down the...
Consider who I normally hang out with. And thanks to that, I managed to find an important clue.
Mia's legacy lives on. Mia saves the day in this chapter again.
Now, Ultimate Detective, please investigate as much as you want.
Ew.
I will record the exchange for posterity.
Analyze my turds.
Okay.
Clogging the toilet. But this isn't the time to hesitate. I was gonna look under the press, so the least I can do is touch this grody. Look, the moment you've ever had to clean public restrooms as part of a job, you lose this completely.
We've both worked in retail.
I mean, once you've smeared human poo off the walls every day, just not worried about it. By the way, I know who was doing that, and it wasn't because of a psychological disorder. I know why it was happening, and I don't nobody want to hear it. But man, I hated those people.
I bet.
I hated them, and I couldn't throw them out. They wouldn't let me.
Wow.
The boss wouldn't let me, but would still blame me when the customers would complain every day that the bathroom had poop smeared on the walls. It just wasn't allowed to solve the problem. But I digress. Memories. Anyway, if these clothes were found in the toilet, someone must have tried to flush them.
That's why I got you here, Shuichi. That piercing insight that I had to literally force your face into the toilet to come together with.
Is Shuichi the only person here who doesn't know what happened, and also Tsumugi? Is everybody else in on it?
Very possibly. If Himiko, brought him the crossbow case, maybe everyone else brought him something else.
Who would do that?
What's the matter?
Is something the matter? Please investigate the toilet.
Okay.
Okay. With great trepidation, I reached my cold, clammy, sweating hands towards the clothes in the smelly toilet. The ultimate detective can't be deterred by a turd! This has to be an important clue!
All right.
All right! I made up my mind, grabbed Kokichi's soaked clothes, and spread them open and rubbed them all over my face and started licking them! Tastes like shit. Huh. There's a small hole in the back. And another small hole on the sleeve.
Huh.
Okay, so I guess we've accounted for all three bolts then.
Yeah. Don't you mean arrows?
No. I do not mean arrows. I don't care if it says "ya" in the text. Crossbows fire bolts. I'm not going to get on to someone for not calling a long sword an arming sword, or for calling plate armor plate mail, both of which are conventions that come from Dungeons and Dragons, not reality.
Right.
But I'm afraid I can't let the arrows in crossbows thing slide. This is about the same size as the one on Kaito's sleeve. There are traces of blood around the holes, too. So, what does that mean? It could mean that he was attacked. In that case...
No.
There's a chance Kokichi was the one crushed in the hydraulic press. Why didn't the blood start to wash off in the toilet? I mean, okay, not gonna wash off all the way. Fair enough. I wouldn't expect that.
But that blood looked fresh. Well, you see, David, Kiba waited until Shuichi left, and then he walked into the bathroom, opened his coat, pulled it, and then just stuffed it in right then.
No, see, Himiko used her magic to pull it out of her mouth.
Extreme. Ew.
Well, that's what she did with the pom-poms.
Extreme laundry magic.
Thank you.
Kibo, thank you. Thank you! This is a very important clue! We're being really ludicrous about it, but truthfully for Shuichi,
Yeah.
this is like what he needs. He's in an awful place,
Yeah.
and we're not even treating it with the seriousness that it deserves. he just found out that he's one of the last survivors of the human race. There's no way that this situation can be satisfactorily ended, and like the guy that he's been idolizing this whole time and is the only reason that he was able to move on from the death of Kaede has probably just died.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you know, we're making jokes and everything, but yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying we're gonna stop making jokes, but we're not being fair to Shuichi about this.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I'm happy I was able to help, but I must decline shaking that hand of yours.
You jerk!
no.
You're the one who reached in the toilet in the first place.
I counter your robophobia with my germophobia.
You can't get a disease. You're not a biological organism.
It's the principle of the thing. Wait, hold up. Go back to Kokichi's disappearance. Or up until the start of the class trial? That hasn't happened yet.
Well, it will in a minute. Ah! I hit the wrong button again. See, why am I so incompetent at that? Anyway, if Kokichi was the one crushed in the hydraulic press, where did Kaito go? Why not show himself? And why is the game still going even though the mastermind is dead? It's almost as if all of those questions are based on incorrect premises. Though I guess Kaito could still be somewhere.
That's true.
It could be that he even said, hey Monokuma, can we do it like this?
That's possible.
I don't expect that, but with what we've already seen, it's possible.
If this is awkward, Shuichi, I can leave and give you some privacy.
Huh?
Do you need to go?
You're concerned about that? I don't have to take a poop!
Quit talking about your poop, no one cares!
No one cares.
Miyu cares! Kibo and I washed our hands in the sink and left the bathroom together, the way men do. Yep,
There we go.
I mean, it's nothing else.
It's about that time. That's right. It's time for the class trial, where hope and despair meet head-on.
That was a short investigation.
Please proceed to the Shrine of Judgment in the courtyard and head to the trial grounds. Everyone needs to be there. Got it? Anyone who's absent will be swiftly and permanently punished.
Hint, hint.
In other words, unless he's lying, which he might be, but probably not, it's both of them under there.
I wonder what kind of despair awaits you this time.
Everyone needs to be there, huh? That means Kokichi or Kaito, whoever is alive, will be there.
Then,
At the trial, we'll know who the victim is.
Oh, you sweet summer child. It's already starting. All of us. That means Kokichi will come too. We're out of time.
if I must.
Let's head to the trial grounds. We need to settle our business with Kokichi.
Yeah. It's hardest on her.
Mm-hmm.
At least she can fall back into her old habits, but she's not going to be able to keep it up forever. And-
Jeez.
I mean, neither will we.
It's time. I'll go on ahead then.
The thing about so many death flags over so long is you do expect it. It's like pre-morning.
Yeah. God,
Huh?
this isn't everyone. right?
Kaito and Kokichi aren't here.
What's the point?
I bet Kokichi is already there.
You bastard.
As the mastermind of the killing game, he's waiting for us to arrive.
No.
We don't know that yet. There's still a chance Kaito is alive.
Do you want to die?
Cut it out. Do you want to die? Maki,
Well,
this is a battle between hope and despair. If I show any weakness like you are, then I know I'll lose to despair. Lose to despair, huh?
you don't know?
6 of us will participate, and 1 of us will die after this class trial. Then only 5 will be left. Only 5.
That's right. We're the only ones left.
That's obvious.
But we can't lose to despair. Even if we have no future, we need to win. That is the whole point of this class trial. I do think that's right. I will defeat Kokichi, no matter what I have to sacrifice. No matter what she has to sacrifice, huh? Are you sure about that, Maki? Is that what you call hope? I know that we can't lose to despair, but something is wrong. Something doesn't feel right. I wonder what Kaito would say at a time like this. What would he say to us? If it was Kaito...
Shuichi!
I understand you don't want to believe it, but Kaito's not here anymore. Let's go. No matter what Kokichi is scheming, there's no way we can lose. After all, we're students of Hope's Peak Academy.
It'll be okay.
I'm fine. I'll be on my guard the whole time.
Right.
I'm filled with the combined power of hope and magic right now.
We didn't say a word to one another. Silent as a tomb, we stepped into those open doors.
God.
We had lost the will to live, knowing what we know about the outside world. But somehow, despite that despair, we had found a new reason to live. To win the battle between hope and despair. But now, what do we know? We don't know what hope means to us anymore. What is hope? A burden you bear? They finally ask the question, eh? As those thoughts pierced my mind, I suddenly stopped. I can't think about things like that anymore. The only thing I need to think about is survival.
Yeah? No one's here.
That's nice.
A battle like this takes me back! After all, hope and despair are natural enemies! Yes, this is truly a magnificent theme that certainly hasn't gotten old by now.
I don't know, it never did anything to me. I never fell for it. I never was absorbed by it. It literally is completely ineffective on me in every way, shape, and form.
Only esteemed works of fiction have themes as magnificent as this.
Why?
Anyway, where's Kokichi? Why isn't he here? You know, maybe we are wrong. Because Maki sure doesn't seem... I mean, would she really be just putting on a show?
Well, if she's trying to help with the whole scheme, that makes sense, wouldn't it?
Well, it just seems like maybe she'd be quiet about this. I don't know. Maki was right. The person who should be here isn't.
Well, I'll tell you once the trial starts.
What?
What's going on? What are you scheming now?
No.
It doesn't matter what Kokichi is scheming.
We must do it.
This is the final battle between hope and despair. It all ends here.
Whatever the truth is, and however bitter the ending is, if this is where we are, then we have to win. Or none of it ever meant anything at all.
Kokichi can twist and violate the rules all he likes, but we'll never give up. Hope will never submit to despair.
Unbelievable.
Oh, for the love of... No rules have been violated. Not on my watch, you know.
Shut up.
Whatever. Hurry up and start. We'll end it with this class trial. We'll defeat the remnants of despair no matter what. So, get ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Now let's get started. Mix equal parts life and death. Add a dash of lies and truth. Bake it in the fires of conflict. And when it's golden brown and bubbling, you have yourself a truly decadent class trial.
That was the most Monokuma-like thing he's said all game. And once more, we faced a class trial. It may not even be the last one. There's still one more chapter.
Right?
Was the one who died Kaito or Kokichi? I can't say for certain, but I still believe. I believe that Kaito wouldn't die so easily. I don't know why I believe that so strongly. But it's something I want to be true. I will fight to prove it.
I like that Kaito's still in this screen because his status is unknown.
Yeah, so he gets a different coloring.
Mm-hmm.
I will fight with everyone. To grasp the hope on the other side of this truth. I will fight. I will fight in this trial of truth and lies.